Welcome to the setup and rules tutorial for AI Unleashed, the cooperative expansion for MECH COMMAND RTS. AI Unleashed is a pretty robust expansion that includes new miniatures, AI cards, a lot of new components, new LED bases, and more to play through a full cooperative campaign for 1 to 4 players. Similar to the core campaign, it's got a lot of RPG elements. It's got a little bit more choice involved, and you'll be tracking, starting out with some of your starting equipment, and then unlocking new mechs, upgrading your squadrons, unlocking elite items, generating currency, etc., in order to prepare for the final showdown. The story of AI Unleashed picks up where the core campaign ends. It also requires an understanding of the MC core rules, so it is advised to play through the core campaign first, or if you're eager to play solo, like I am, then at least play the core tutorial and the first couple missions. So after the events of the core campaign, mysterious outposts are discovered in the great storm that ravages the deep wastelands. Your squadron mechs and vehicles have been outfitted with new technologies that were earned during the core campaign that should allow you to venture into the corrosive storms that so far no one has been able to enter before. So far, your faction has only been able to modify your lighter mechs and items, so your inventory for AI Unleashed has been reduced back to mostly your original starting items plus a few extras. This particular mission, how I'm set up, is several missions in, and I've already upgraded to some medium mechs. Setup for AI Unleashed is the same as the core game. After setting up for each player, getting their components, cubes, dishes, their gems, their mechs, their miniature, and then their LED base, you will set up the AI units. So the mission will specify the map layout and what AI units you'll be facing and where they will spawn. So you'll get the miniatures for the AI, and then you'll lay out their specific cards here on the edge of the board. The AI units are represented by this whole new deck of AI cards. There are fast hunter drones, AI mechs of all types, various smart turrets, and the 10 different types of behemoths you'll be facing. The AI cards, as I said, are placed along the edge of the board. Each AI card has its energy gems placed to its side. You then form a protocol dish by placing a damage cube of each color, so red, green, blue, yellow, into it, and you set it to the side. This will be consulted every time you draw for a protocol surge, which we'll get into shortly. When AI units take actions, they're going to spend 1 energy gem by moving it from its pool onto its card, very similar to how mechs operate. Most AI units, so each AI unit can take, because they have 2 energy gems by default, a few AI units may have more, some may have less. But by default, and usually an AI unit will be able to take 2 actions per round. When AI units take actions, they'll perform a movement and an attack. So that's a little bit different than your player mechs. It's a little bit more condensed. So each AI unit can take 2 actions per round, and each action consists of a move and an attack. The movement range of an AI is located on the bottom left of the AI card here. So drones are pretty fast, they move 4. Mechs will move a range of from 2 to 4. Tanks move slowly at 2. The scout mechs move 4. Behemoths move anywhere between 2 to 4. But that will all be on the lower left of the card. Its attacks are on the bottom right. So most AI units have a light attack and a heavy attack. With a few exceptions, the light attacks are usually ranged and the heavy attacks are melee. Range is usually infinite for most of the units, except for drones. Drones are always, they just have a short range, and the short range is pretty small. It's only 3 hexes. But they have pretty powerful melee attacks. So drones are all about coming in close, covering a lot of ground, and trying to overwhelm you with numbers in close range. AI cards also specify where they spawn on the map, their respawn rate, which is what space on the respawn track, on the AI respawn track that they'll go to when they are destroyed, and as well as their health levels up in the upper right, plus any special abilities they may have. AI cards are also all color coordinated, so there are red, blue, green, and yellow versions of every AI unit. In the upper left corner of every AI card is a protocol matrix. This is a list of colors and either a MECH icon or a support icon. This is called their card protocols. So the card protocols represent the unit's default targeting priority. So by default, AI units will seek out and attack the top color on their card. This red tank, level 2 red tank, will seek out the red color. And out of red, it will prioritize mechs because it has a mech icon on here. If it is not on the board, if that color is not on the board, then it will go to the next color down the list. And then they'll prioritize either the mech of that color or its support units depending on that icon. Okay, so that's it about the cards. Let's talk about the mechanics, which is really what makes AI Unleashed what it is. There are four types of AI units are all going to operate a little bit differently. The drones, the turrets, the mechs, and the behemoths, but they're going to share these same basic AI mechanics. There are three types of actions an AI can make. Depending on what type will determine how it selects its target. Actions will usually consume one of these energy gems. So the first type of action is a reaction attack. This occurs as soon as a player attacks the AI, so say attack the blue, activates a weapon, let's activate this laser pistol, and then places its damage. I'm going to place these 2 damage cubes onto that drone. So I'm attacking the blue drone, I'm going to put it on its card. The AI then spends an energy gem and closes the distance on the attacker and then attacks it if it's in range. So this blue drone is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 because that's its range. And it is within range because it has a short range attack. So it's you can shoot up to 3 hexes away. It's a small attack, so I'm going to take 1 gem and place it in that mech's damage dish. If after moving the AI, if he was over here, if he's not in range, then its action is over. So it just spent its gem to moving closer. If the AI doesn't have any energy left at all, so if I keep attacking it, and once it runs out, I keep attacking it, it won't do any reactions. If it doesn't have energy, it can't take the action. So reactions are simple. They simply move towards the attacker and attack it if they can. This only takes place during the player action phase, which is the primary phase of the game. So this is whenever you attack an AI unit, it's going to spend an energy gem and go for the attacker. The second type of action is called the smart action. So this takes place during the AI phase. The AI phase is an additional phase in AI Unleashed that takes place once the player action is over. So once the players are all done, we've run out of energy or we've run out of time on the same timer, it immediately moves to the AI phase. During the AI phase, you just go down the row of cards and activate each AI that has any energy gems left. So hopefully you've actually used up a lot of their energy in advantageous and tactical reactions, like shooting them from far where they can't get to you. But if they've been left alone, they're going to take some smart actions. Smart actions are a little more adaptable than reaction attacks. So they're going to seek out and attack according to their card protocols. So this green drone, left to its own devices, is going to seek out a green mech. This blue reverse jointed is going to seek out blue support units. Unless they've been aggroed. So to aggro an AI unit, you just have to have more damage cubes on it than any other colors. So if there's at least 1 blue damage cube on one of these cards, let's say on this red tank, who would normally be hunting down green, red support units, if there's 1 blue damage on this card, it will ignore the protocols and it's going to go for the blue mech. If a different color gets more damage cubes on it later, so if the green ends up damaging it and gets more, then it's going to switch its targeting towards that new color's mech. When mechs are moving towards a target, they're going to maneuver to get line of sight. So let's say he did have a 1 blue aggro on blue. This red tank's going to want to hit this blue mech. So it's going to move not directly towards it, it's going to move to however it can get line of sight. Still can't get line of sight here, but that's what it's going to shoot for. So to recap, reactions target whoever just hit them, and smart actions, which occur only during the AI phase, is going to prioritize their aggro target first, but without aggro, it's going to follow its card protocols. The last action type is a protocol search. So this occurs when an AI unit's color is selected randomly from the protocol dish. So protocol surges, this is a new aspect to the game from the core set, occur at the beginning of every round before you flip the sand timer. So you just randomly select one of the cubes, toss it out, so this is a yellow, and then all AI units matching that color perform a protocol surge. Protocol surges are great for the AI because A, they're free actions, so they do not require any energy, and B, they also ignore aggro entirely. So let's say we had aggroed this, let's say we had selected a blue for a protocol surge at the beginning of the round. So this blue would normally be hunting this green guy because of his aggro. He doesn't have, let's say he doesn't have any energy. Although he would have energy at this point, but he wouldn't attack based off the aggro. He's going to attack based off his card protocol. So he may go winging off in a way to attack a support unit. So protocol surge is a way for AI to sort of break your control and your kiting, and it also gives it a lot of action efficiency because it doesn't use up any of its energy gems. So there's another protocol surge whenever you run out of time. You run out of time unless every player at the table is called done before the sand timer runs out. In the case of ties, the sand timer wins. So players have to be definitively done and call out done before it runs out. Otherwise, we got to do another one of these, and the AI gets to get like some extra attacks and action, damage in. So there's another, we covered that. So fortunately in solo games, you can flip the sand timer when it runs out one additional time. So I always end up running out of time. I have to flip it at least once. So in solo games, or if you're controlling two mechs, you can flip the sand timer, but only after you've run out. So you still do the protocol surge. And if you run out of time again, you get hit with a third protocol surge. So you have a lot more time in solo games, but you also get hit with a lot of protocol surges. The last element to protocol surges is that whenever a mech kills an AI unit, which means I put more damage, I have the most damage on it when it's destroyed than anybody else. I get that color gets the kill. And then you get a kill marker by placing that color's damage cube in the kill box of the secondary objective space right here. And then for each kill a color has, it adds one of those colors to the protocol dish. So as a color starts to make a lot of kills, the AI overmind is more likely to allocate resources towards them, since the top card protocol of each color is its own color. I don't know if that makes sense, but basically the more color cubes you have in here, the greater chances are that you're going to have AI units coming after you. So what does this all mean? It means you're going to be given certain victory objectives and secondary objectives in each mission. The AI is going to be seeking out your units to stop you, and players will have to plan carefully but quickly with which AI units are the greatest threat and which ones they kind of need to draw away from their support units and mission objectives. So as you kite AI towards you, so a lot of times my support units are going to be going out, and they're going to be trying to, in this example, I'm trying to get my support units to take over uplink points in order to drop this shield barrier so we can take down its base before this behemoth shows up. But a lot of these AI drones and such are going to be hunting down my support units. So how do I pull them off the support units? I can kill them, but I may not be able to do that right away. So I attack them and aggro them and get them and kite them towards me. Problem is you have to be a little bit careful. You can overdo it. And as you get a lot of aggro on these guys, you can start to become overwhelmed. Most secondary objectives give you rewards for keeping your mechs alive, but they also usually allow respawn too. You're going to have to make a choice between how intensely you want to fulfill the mission objectives, or if you really want to pursue the secondary objectives. One leads you to victory of the strategic campaign, while secondary objectives usually power up your mechs in some way, give you elite items or extra currency. So those are most of the rules for AI Unleashed, but there are a couple more differences between AI Unleashed and the core game. For these to make sense, you would need to know the core game, but I'm going to review them very quickly here. First, boost dodging. So players can boost to dodge any attack at any time after the AI spends energy, whether this could be a protocol surge, a reaction, or a smart action. So if I have actually I need a different AI card. I have the yellow here. So for example, And the reverse joint is really good at this because he has multiple boosters. So let's say we started the round. I'm in the action phase. And I'm going to shift over, and green hits red tank. I can see it down there, so I'm going to attack it. I'm going to attack it with my big energy cannon, which does 5 damage. I'm going to drop this 5 damage onto the red tank. It's not enough to kill it. So it's going to respond with a reaction attack. It's going to spend an energy. It's going to shift towards me, 1, 2, and then it's going to fire its range attack, which does 3. But before I place the damage, green's going to call a boost. So green boost dodge. I'm going to activate my boosters, and I'm just going to move away, 1, 2, 3. And so this is a way I can use my boosters to avoid these sort of heavier hits. It's kind of an expensive way to do it, but it allows you to kite and dodge enemy attacks. So normally boost dodges have to be called simultaneously or before a hit, but in AI Unleashed, you can interrupt any action with a boost. Second, in the core game, destroyed units and buildings are not removed until the damage phase. So usually wait till the damage phase, you count everything up. If this building has enough damage, that's when you remove it. That's in the PvP campaign. Or support units. Support units may have taken a whole bunch of damage. They're clearly dead, but they're still operating until the damage phase. But in AI Unleashed, you're actually going to remove all units that have taken enough damage to be destroyed immediately. So there's an advantage to this. If I have enough on here to kill let's say the green drone, and I do enough damage to kill him outright, so green hits green drone, and if we had enough damage on there, if it was enough to kill him, he goes to respawn immediately before doing a reaction attack. So it's a way to avoid reaction attacks. And it's also another way, it's a way to kill support units before they can kill a support unit or make an action. It interrupts them and clears them off the board. The downside is that if an AI unit has done enough damage to attack a support unit to kill it, like 2 damage cubes, it will be immediately removed and the AI unit may continue on to the next target. So they won't waste their time continuing to attack a dead unit. Same thing with a building. So a lot of these AI units, if I'm on top of a building and it can't reach me, but I am its aggro target, it will just start destroying the building from underneath me. And once a building is destroyed, they're not going to keep attacking it. Those are some of the advanced mechanics. Oh, there's also some advanced mechanics that are going to be introduced through missions or special abilities. A lot of the level 3 mechs will have shielding abilities. The behemoths get into some really wild, intense abilities, but that basically covers AI Unleashed in a nutshell. So next up is a sample round of AI Unleashed so you can see how it actually plays in a solo and cooperative match. Thanks for watching.